Alrighty, bear with me. The audio's not going to be too good. I'm going to be using the wireless controller since I'm visiting down here. Completely forgot my brother had a PS5, so we're going to make this work, and we're going to be showcasing Sean Strickland. But with a bit of a twist, Martial Mind is playing the left hand only challenge, and hello sir, are you there? And we're here on Quick Fight. I'm not waiting 4 hours for middleweight unranked championships. As soon as this guy, no, I guess you don't want to touch gloves. That's fine. That's fine by me. And you seem to be a runner, so we'll see exactly how you run. But the challenge was intriguing to me, mainly because, alright, Sean Strickland's fighting this weekend. He's fighting against Abis Magomedov, which doesn't make too much sense to me per se, but hey, whatever you got, whatever the UFC needs to do to fill up these time slots, right? Sean Strickland has decent lead hand move levels, right? He also has some decent rear hand move levels. And if I'm working stuff with my lead hand, right, it's not a lead hand challenge, it's a left hand challenge. For somebody like TJ Dillashaw, who has a high switch stance, if you were to switch stance back and forth, right, you'd be able to do this challenge with much ease, especially because somebody like him who has access to the signature switch stance hook. So keep that in mind. I think that'll make things interesting. Another good choice for the challenge would be somebody like Gokhan Saki. Gokhan Saki having the ability to double up on his lead uppercuts. He has the lead hook, double lead uppercut combination. I'm pretty sure Strickland has a lead overhand as well. But we'll try to experiment with as much as what we can do. And see, with this challenge, when you have somebody that's playing with a dude like Pereira and they're just running away like this, it makes the challenge a lot harder. Right, because you can usually just trap with 1-2s, and then you can just go about your day, but the lead hand strikes aren't going to do as much damage as a lot of your rear hand strikes. Come on. This guy has no idea how to go forward. He does not have any idea how to go forward at all. And this is why a lot of people play like this. Like, you see, he's hard circling to the outside of my lead leg with the head up. Right, you see that? Pereira. Or you crucified by somebody. He's trying to like goofy flying knee. But the trade-off is, despite most of the lead hand strikes not having too much power, what they make up for is that all strikes that come from the lead hand cost the least amount of stamina. I've said this in my stamina management video. So it's not too much of a surprise. I think Marshall was kind of surprised. You know, Marshall was surprised that his stamina was so high. Oh, come on. His stamina was so high. You know, throwing as many strikes as he was, well, it's not going to cost too much energy to do that. It's not coming from your power side. Pretty much these strikes are usually the strikes that start off your combinations. And it's gonna be an end to this round. Again, sorry for the audio. The audio is going to be off. I know it. I got it. I'm stuck here using the headset. I don't have my snowball mic. I completely forgot that my brother had a PS5. Otherwise, I would have brought my snowball mic and it would have been perfectly fine. So, if y'all sticking it out this far, I appreciate y'all.
Second round underway.
Yeah, you see that? You see how much stamina I have? Like, my stamina is chilling. So if you make sure all your rear hand strikes land, even whiffing like the lead hand strikes is not going to tax you too much. And now this guy, because he's running so much, and really, you know, we call it running, but it's just hard circling to the outside of my lead leg. That's all that it is. If I had, if he's doing this and I'm using somebody that kicks well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be targeting the lead calf kick. And now I'm going to be looking to flash you. Because you are annoying me. You are annoying me. Oh, come on.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. Knee to the body.
It's always harder to pull off when you're in open stance. I forget about that here and there. Alright?
Oh my goodness, what a fight.
See, this is what usually gets a lot of players frustrated, right? The guy is going to be consistently circling now, and the only thing is that they only know how to play this way. And now you're shooting. Are you? Brother, good done. You are fundamentally not there. There we go. There we go. Just gonna keep if you see somebody's like hard circling to your left, you need to focus on your left analog stick, kind of chasing them. But no, you see how the footwork changes when I go southpaw? I'm gonna hang back here. Watch. He don't know how to go forward. He don't know how to go forward. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's confused.
Just missing on the uppercut there.
Oh my gosh. To the gut. To the gut. Into the gut. And he quits. And he quits. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, a lot of times with those players is that they figure out one thing with the footwork and they'll live and die by that to the very end. But good first attempt. Mr. Bobby Knuckles, who set off to fight against Mr. Doodoo P very soon. I think he's going to probably take a very clear, unanimous decision. Maybe score a knockdown or here or so. Robert hasn't finished anybody in a very long time. But he still obviously does so much work. Like, he's the clear #2 guy in the middleweight division until proven otherwise. Because, you know, Pereira has gone up. So, although I would have loved to see that matchup because Whitaker has a lot more tools from an MMA standpoint that would make that fight work really well for Robert. He still just has to be aware of that left hook. Thing is, but we're gonna have to shift the discussion just a little bit because Sean Strickland, you know, Mr. Say everything for shock value and do everything for all the guys that drink monsters and douse themselves in axe spray, listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, you know, those type of guys. That's who Sean Strickland does all those Twitter posts for, right? He's taking a big risk, and, you know, as much as I clearly don't like the guy, he is a top 5 fighter currently in the middleweight division, and he's taking a very huge risk, but, you know, a payday is a payday, right? I don't know what his contract's like. I don't know how much he's going to be getting paid for taking this fight, because this dude, Abis Magomedov, only has 1 fight in the UFC. He's 25-4, right? 25-4. I believe he has 1 draw. 20 of those victories has come by finish. But I think Sean is probably going to neutralize him. I mean, can Sean Strickland get finished? We've seen him get finished. I haven't seen much with regards to Magomedov's grappling or anything along those lines. He had a 19-second debut. Front kicked the guy, stunned him, and then ended up finishing him promptly after. So we can either see some new blood in the middleweight division, a quick new addition. You know, you go in your second fight in the UFC, you beat this guy, and you got Bo Nickel and Horace Jr. in the game. You're pretty much, you're pretty much pleading your case right there, right? So we shall see, we shall see. Nice. Sean is also, Sean Strickland, he wants to fight Israel Adesanya, and of course he's going to, you know, low-hanging fruit with everything that he's saying. But beating Abis Magomedov is not going to get you a shot at Adesanya, right? You gotta, I want to see Sean Strickland face a loser of Doodoo P and Robert Whitaker, which is probably going to be Doodoo P. Ooh, that movement. And I honestly think that Sean can beat him. Nice, slip. I do think so. But I also know that Duplessis also has a couple bit of tools that can make the fight pretty ugly. I would like that fight to be a main event for a fight night for sure. Don't waste our time putting that fight on a 3-round pay-per-view. That fight needs 5 rounds. It needs 5 rounds. I forgot what fight it was that they had. It was very recent. One of y'all can remind me. But it was a contender fight. And it had Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad. That one was 5 rounds. 5 rounds. And I think that the UFC should do that for contender fights. Like, for #1 contender fights, they should be 5 rounds. It makes sense from a developmental standpoint, from a divisional standpoint. You got 2 guys that are looking to compete for the title. You might as well already have them fight 5 rounds so they know what they got to do if they're going to go and face whoever the current champion is in that division. It just makes more sense because it leaves out any room for error. You know, 1, 2, 3, you know, there's a big chance for a split decision or one judge doing this and that, but a 5-round fight, it gives a lot, you know. It tells you a lot about the fighter. I mean, we saw Sanhagen and TJ Dillashaw. That one was a really close one across 5 rounds. Can you imagine if that fight was only 3 rounds? It would feel like an unfinished story, right? So definitely those 2. And this Whitaker's doing a bad job of managing His head out. You gotta use more kicks. There you go. There you go. Use some more kicks. Use some obliques. Lead body side kick. See, if I God damn. Oh shit. Well then, what I was gonna say is, if I see, after about a minute or two, if I see my opponents kind of only working with their left hand, I'm gonna have to assume they're placing some type of handicap on themselves. And if I'm aware that my opponent has a handicap on themselves, I'm definitely gonna be targeting what they can't do. And it's gonna be a lot of stuff in kicking range. So we're gonna go look for one more fight. This challenge has definitely been pretty fun so far. Yes, we're going against Israel Mobolaji Temitayo Odunayo Oluwafemi Owolabi Adesanya. Now, I'll definitely have this video last week. I think this challenge is going pretty well. It's getting pretty late. And, okay. Okay, I'm going to see what you're cooking with. It's weird that, you know, the last two fights I've had, it seems like the players get flustered. Like they see that the guy is working just one strike, right? So now they start to shift their game plan around that one strike, or they just don't see what's going on. Okay, there's a knee. Standing right in front of us. Look, he's throwing all those rear hand strikes. Look at that, those big whiffs. And even though these lead hand strikes don't do too much damage, it's just gradually building up. It's basically like death by 1,000 paper cuts. My only concern is that if this player starts to... Okay, there we go. Yep. That's what I was concerned about. Ooh, lunging cross too. If the player starts to target the lead leg when you're stepping in with these lead hand strikes, there's going to be increased vulnerability. Not just because of forward vulnerability, but because lead hand shots like the jab, like the lead hook, if they're lunging forward with it, or same thing with the lead uppercut. The vulnerability increases on the lead leg. It's actually something that I was thinking about with, not thinking about, but, you know, when Josh Emmett was fighting Ilia Topuria, Topuria was doing a fantastic job of hiding behind the lead shoulder when he was landing his jab. Had a very bladed stance with his jab, and he would dip off to he's orthodox. He was dipping his head off to like the right, but also like pivoting off of that lead leg foot. And I was thinking to myself, I'm surprised Emmett hasn't tried to kick. And then when he does try to kick, he just abandons it right after. So this player is at least doing a better job of using more of Adesanya's tools. The only problem is it's sporadic. It's not really cohesive. Okay, there's something there. Okay, bro, can you hear me, son? Bro heard me talking shit, and he's like, alright. Now he's talking shit, just giving like an analytical overview of how he's playing. He's like, alright, I gotta do more kicks. But a lot of times with Sean, like just pressuring forward is gonna do a lot of work for you. He has 5 perks. That bulldog perk is amazing. Higher altitude's a very clutch perk in 5-round fights. Nice fight. And that's why I figured that it's going to come in handy. That fight against the Jared Cannonier fight was a very solid fight. That was probably the best. Even though he lost, it was like a better version of Sean Strickland that I had seen in a while. Oh, nice. Okay, sneaky. We'll see what version of Sean Strickland decides to show up. I definitely don't want to see the Sean Strickland that fought Uriah Hall. That one was you know, all the talk about like he's gonna kill a man in the octagon and all that stuff, and they just really that was like his least that was just a jab happy performance. I think he got 1 knockdown, but virtually almost no intent to try and finish. The Jared Cannonier fight, he had like intention to try to get Jared out of there. And no glove touch, he just double whooped my nose. Okay. Look at the cardio. Look how much of his stamina this advantage this
Using
dude's
his
at.
reach advantage as he landed the jab
Oh,
there.
yeah. He used to retreat after he threw a leg kick.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body. He just continues to punish his opponent's midsection here in this round.
Pay attention to how I'm pressuring
Well,
with
he
Footwork as well.
continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting his head, raising the guard, and really
There you
frustrating
go.
the offensive.
Body jab too.
Lesson 1. In boxing class, hands up, chin down. Look at him.
Being that this guy's, he's circling to my, interesting, he's circling to his left, which is like my right. So unlike this Pereira I fought earlier, who was like hard circling to the outside of my lead leg, he's circling into the power side, but because I can't throw with this right hand, it's not really helping me at all. Okay, those ups are me. Oh, fuck. Ah, well, I get a mulligan. Marshall threw a kick, so that cross was completely by accident. I was trying to feint the cross. I was trying to go like jab, lead hook, feint the cross, and then throw the lead hook. Trying to be fancy. But hey, it didn't land. It landed on the block. We'll be alright. That card this weekend too it's not a bad card at all. I was talking about it in Kevin Lee showcase. The fights that you really want to look for, like aside from Kevin Lee's fight, there's keep an eye out for Damir. It's the co-main event. Damir Ismagulov going against Grant Dawson. Like, those are two really solid lightweights. Like Damir Ismagulov is 24-2. Grant Dawson, I believe, was he 18-1 or 19-1? And then we have Max Griffin going against Michael Morales, not to be confused with, Miles Morales. And then I think we have the occasional ladies fight that doesn't have any of the featured ladies that are going to give us like a really solid fight, like the Rebus and Rebus and or is it Hivas and Macy Barber fight. And, see, I try to make it a little bit exciting, right? I try to make it exciting. I'm gonna throw some lead overhands and stuff. And then this motherfucker will decide to throw fucking flying me, eh? Relax. Okay. Ain't that some shit? I do recall though, like 2 fights ended up getting canceled. I don't remember which ones got canceled, but a couple of them did end up getting canceled. But then we have, I think there's another good fight too. Ismael Bonfim is a guy. I think he's a Brazilian fellow. He's a pretty solid lightweight, not on the fringe of top 15. But the prelims, obviously, with Kevin Lee, they're not. I really hope Kevin wins that fight, And everybody else is like, I feel like I'm missing somebody. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, come on! I feel like I think it's Guram Kutateladze. I think he's the guy I'm talking about. That's gonna be a good fight. So yeah, between Kevin Lee, Ismagulov, Guram, the main event. That's 4 solid fights, and of course the Max Griffin fight's gonna be a good one, so that's 5. Like, really good fights. I don't know if guys are placing bets or anything like that, but if you're gonna do a parlay, probably those 4. Well, those 4 got some safe bets for sure. See, the mistake that this Adesanya is doing, he's backing straight back up to defense.
He's doing a great job of blocking.
He's not using
a lot of times those shots to the head.
A lot of Adesanya's tools. He's not utilizing the body teeth. He's not utilizing the lead body sidekick. Not utilizing the push. See, that's a good fuck off weapon. That's the good get the fuck away from the weapon. And brother, huh? Okay, hit him with the left hand. Back out. And Adesanya has really good boxing. I'd say probably one of the better Adesanyas on this game is Goat 1099. He has a really solid Adesanya. Prioxis also has a really solid Adesanya. Marshall has a pretty solid Adesanya. Like, those 2 guys are usually like the first 2 guys I think of when it comes to like using Adesanya. They have like their own nuances with him, but they try to like use his strengths to the best of his ability. And a lot of times players, they get a game plan with a specific player, or just in general how they play, and they will stick to that game plan until they die. And it hurts them every single time. Like, dude. That strike blocked by Adesanya. Sucks, because I could, there we go. I was going to say I could finish you. I can just throw this damn right hand. There we go. long-term game is playing clutch. He's doing a good job circling though to mitigate the damage.
All right, so there you go. Yeah, looks a little
Come on. Nice little angled cross. Doesn't get to a head kick. Probably did try to throw a head kick and he just targets my body.
Both of these gentlemen are pushing on the line.
Uh-oh. Still gotta be careful. I'm just noticing now my head up is actually quite low. Not low, but low for me. He's landing some good shots. He's targeting my leg a bit. That's definitely helping. There we go, block counter. That honestly should have gotten the fuck out of there. See your little rhythm step. Shout out Uncle Barry. Body. Up top. Oh, brother, you gotta fight, my G. Get up. You gotta fight back, my G. Spinning elbow. Got a range. See, he's in the zone to get flash KO. Like he is right on the cusp of getting flash KO. Whenever your head health is flashing like that, if you get hit by any critical health event, the likelihood of you getting flash KO is significantly higher. Which is why it's important that when you're exchanging, that's just flashing, it's probably a good sign to get the fuck on out of there. Or do some type of defensive maneuver. Because if you're not confident that you're going to win that trade, you need to abort mission. He's cheating. Yeah, your health is done, my boy. I'm only gonna need one clean one. That's all I'm gonna need.
So he's really starting to put
and I got those early rounds in the bank.
These are gonna take their toll as this fight goes on.
We're gonna feint that rear hand. We're gonna feint it. We're gonna feint it. Oh, we're gonna feint it again. Ooh, look at that. Any moment now, you're gonna commit.
Continues to find the openings tonight. Beautiful connection with the punch.
He threw. Perfect. Caught him at vulnerability, trying to throw the kick.
Just an absolutely gorgeous shot.
And that's gonna be it. He's had again, sorry for any of the audio issues. This is not going to be by any means one of my better videos in terms of audio quality. But you know, attacking the challenge with Sean Strickland, I figured it was gonna give a little bit more of a spur for it. As for my thoughts on this weekend's card, it's going to be a good card. I think it starts at 3 p.m. PT or something along those lines. It could be a little bit earlier. Just double check on the MMA website. But that's going to be it for showcasing Sean Strickland while doing Martial Mind's left hand challenge. If you guys want to see me attack this with TJ Dillashaw or Saki or anybody else, just let me know in the comments. American team. Appreciate y'all.
All right, so there he is, the man of the